Hey everyone, and welcome back to my first season. Greg and I met in Club Ria Bintan in Indonesia back in 2001, 2002, where this dum-dum was my chill sports and I was the sports polyvalent Geo. My first season was in summer 1998 in Club Med Bali as an OP mini club Geo. I enjoyed doing an OP positions in mini club and was also an entertainer during the guidance of Mr. Cookie Monster, who was the first Malaysian Geo village. I finally got my first contract Geo position in April 2000 in Club Ria Bintan as an archery Geo. Levis Adraskelas was the Geo village and the Geo sport was the late Said Benaji. I enjoyed Club Med so much that I traveled within the Asian sector for more than 10 years. I worked in Bali, Bintan, Cherating, Phuket, Kabira, and Kani. My last full season was in Cherating in summer 2011 as front office manager. I'm now married with kids, happily living in Malaysia. Fun fact about me, I graduated studying French literature in one of Indonesia's most well-known universities, Borobudur University, which is a private university in East Jakarta. Whoop whoop, Bawi, huh? I also played tennis with Kimiko Date, a Japanese former professional tennis player, and I had some drinks and a lot of chat with British Malaysian actor Henry Golding, who you might know from the movies Crazy Rich Asian, Last Christmas, Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. My name is Marthen, I am from Indonesia, and this is my first season.
Marthen! Whoop, whoop. How are you, sir?
Greg!
Salam dangdut. Okay.
Salam dangdut.
Hello
Salam
to
dangdut.
everyone in Asia. And I think you are right. I think you are the first Asian guest to my first season. I think you're right,
Wow,
sir.
I'm very honored actually to
Wow.
really be in your podcast. It's can be said as a dream come true to be in your podcast, Greg. Thank you for inviting me.
I don't know if it's a dream. Some might say it's a nightmare. I don't know about a dream, but thank you. Thank you
Well,
for saying yes.
No, it is because once you first kicked out this podcast, I was like, wow, I think one of the days in the future, I hope I can be there. So I kept listening to your podcast, and then boom, suddenly you contacted me. I'm like, wow, let's do it.
Well, yeah, let me just say that, and for people listening, yeah, because I did really like you in Club Ria Bintan. We spent a year together. So believe it or not, it happens that people I really, really like just say no, they don't want to. They have their reasons, but it like crushes me. So I can only take so much rejection. So I was afraid you would say no.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
I am so happy when you actually contact me and directly ask me, when am I going to be in? When are you going to be in? I'm like, huh? Really? Oh, let's go. Okay. No thinking twice, so no rejection from me.
Okay, well, let's get back to, so you knew when I went there as chief of sports, I think you knew I was from Montreal, right?
Yes, I knew that you were from Canada, and I'm not sure whether you were on the French-speaking part, because I think we barely spoke in French. Basically,
yeah, this is my question, because I'm absolutely fascinated that you studied, for some reason, French literature. And I spoke French. I'm on the English side, French is my second language, but so we're going to go back a bit. So what made you decide to study French literature?
Well, it actually was a surprise for me too. When I finished my school, I sort of had a blank. I took a break from school for about a year where I had to continue to university. And then once it started, I think the following year, after I traveled for almost a year, the following year, I was thinking, okay, I think I'm going to study. I want to study. I told my parents, let's do this. Then they asked me which field or subject that you want to learn. I said, let's go language. At that time, I already spoke English. So I said, I'm going to find a second or third language that I want to be able to speak. And then one of the university actually had this subject, French. Then it was like, okay, flip of a coin. Okay, French, let's do it. Just like that. There was no second thought on like why, because of this actress or that song. No, totally. It's just, okay, let's learn French. Just
Okay.
like that.
Wait a minute. You flipped a coin to learn one of the hardest languages there is. You just flipped a coin?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Indonesia, we explain it this way. You know, on your shirt, you got buttons, correct?
Sorry, can you repeat?
On your shirt, you've got buttons.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, from top to bottom.
Yes.
So normally I say, okay, if it come back here on this button, I'll just go like, okay, friends. The choices was English, French, and Japanese. So I go, okay, English, French, Japanese, and then it dropped on French. So okay, so it's like a flip of a coin. So okay, let's do it French.
Okay.
I didn't know that it was going to be difficult, but then I just went through it. You know, I didn't want to disappoint my parents because of the money they already involved. So at the end, the first year was hell of a journey, but then the first year was like totally difficult. But the second and third year, it was quite smooth with some hiccups, but then at the end, it went all right. Not perfect, like, you know, but then I could manage.
So you were born in Indonesia. Whereabouts?
I was born in Jakarta.
Okay, Jakarta.
The capital city of Indonesia, yes. And well, even though my parents are actually not from Jakarta, we are from Sulawesi, which is the eastern part of Indonesia. But when we were small, or when they first married, they travel a lot within Indonesia. So I have four siblings. So me being the fourth. So the first and second kids, they were born in Irian Jaya, you know, Papua, which was quite far from Jakarta, another island. And then me and the third sister, we were born in Jakarta. So those periods, my parents travel a lot. So they happened to be in Jakarta. That's where I was born.
Okay. Now, normally I would ask how you found out about Club Med. So you probably already knew that there were two Club Meds in your country, one in Bali, one in Bintan, correct?
Totally no. I didn't know about Club Med until I was almost graduating from the university. So one of the professor, he was actually French. His name is Gilles. So he happened to know the SR manager in the office, in Jakarta office. So he sort of proposed to us, once you live here, you have few options to work. Go to the embassy, you know, go to French school, teaching French language, or you can go to Club Med. What is that? Then after, we haven't finished the uni first, like the graduation day was still in December, I think. So early year, I think about May, we called the office and mentioning that, okay, we have free time this period, maybe we can go. And then they called back about a few days later, which was, I forgot her name, Linda. Yeah. So she called us back because few of us actually applied to work in Club Med. I think it was May. They asked me whether we can go in June. Then, okay, they said, no problem, go in June. So about me and few of my friends from the same class, we went. So it was already, the class all done already. We were only waiting for the graduation day, you know, the convocation. Then we did for 2 months. And after that, we left Club Med Bali. And then some work to do with the uni, and then graduation day. It was on, I remember exactly, it was 12th December that I went back to Club Med Bali. On 11th December, it was the graduation day. So it was so nice that once we finished uni, boom, we work in Club Med again. We went back to Bali, few of us.
You find yourself in summer 1998 in Club Med Bali as an au pair. Now, did you choose Au Pair Mini Club or did they put you there?
They put us there. So they put me there. So we didn't have any choice. Okay. I mean, let's do it.
But one moment, were you good with kids? Were you fine with that position?
Well, the question that I remember during interview, whether I can swim or not, I'd say, okay, yes. Then
oh boy, okay.
That's it. Because perhaps most of the activities are involving swimming, you know.
Yes. Remind me to ask you about the swimming contest at the pool game in Bintan later when we get to Bintan. Okay, please remind me. Okay, because I'm scarred. I'm scarred from that pool game. All right. So, did you know how to swim?
Yes, I know. Okay. I actually joined swimming club, so that's why maybe that's why they are interested.
All right. All right. Now, who was the chief of village in Bali in 98?
It was Meti. Meti, I
Yes.
don't want to pronounce his name. Yeah, Meti. Yeah, 98.
Nobody knows how to pronounce his last name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Meti. He was very good on the show. My first few nights, I sat down in front of the theater just enjoying his show. My God, very good. Meti.
He was funny?
Legend. He was, I mean, when you're out talking on regular passages, maybe no, but when he's on stage, he's like a different person, you know. He was so good performing, doing all those funny stunt on the stage.
And where were the majority of guests from your first season? Were there a lot of Europeans there?
Yes, Europeans, Australians. So this is what really actually scared me, you know, because the first night and first few nights, they just let you, okay, go mingle. Huh? My God, I was like, you know, like the first work, suddenly you need to really mingle with international people. And then, of course, speak this language, English and French. But then, you know, to kick off, how do you want to? Totally didn't have the skill to do that. So it was interesting.
So that was a bit of like Club Med culture shock then for you, like to
having to. It was totally
talk to everyone at the dinner table and like, hey, how, you know, a different nationality every day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember my height?
Yes.
Not so tall, right? So you know to go and mingle.
But I always looked up to you, just so you know. Okay.
Thank you, Greg. Imagine being so short and then, you know, surrounding Australian, European. Oh my God. I'm not sure if I say hello, people are like, oh, someone's talking to me. Okay. Until they look down. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, but you have such a good personality. It seems to me it would be easy for you to talk to anyone. But maybe, by the time I met you, you had already been in Club Med for like 3 years, right? So
sort of, yeah. That's when you came, when we were in Bintan, I already had a lot of things going. So I got into the groove already. So Club Med was in the blood already. So which was not an issue anymore.
All right. Yeah. So you go from
after a lot of hiccups.
Okay. So you go from au pair, it's 98. You get your first, as you said in your intro, your first contract position was in April 2000 in Bintan as archery. Yeah. When did you learn how to do archery?
I think during the mini club au pair time, because, you know, daily we bring the kids to the archery. And then, you know, some archery geos, when they have too many kids, so they ask you, okay, you teach them. At the same time, I learned. So it worked. Then I did it.
Okay, great. And about how many years overall did you spend in Bintan?
Oh, that's a very good question, Greg. Because when you came 2001, I think it was my last season in Bintan. So it was 2 years. Yeah, I left June 2002. 2002. Yeah. So I spent 4 seasons in Bintan.
Wow. Good thing it was a good thing. It's a beautiful village. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. I loved it. The beach is awesome. You know, the lagoon, private. Yeah, awesome. I enjoyed my time in Bintan. It was nice.
That vanishing edge pool that we had, you know, and
even it's just, you know, being a sports geo in Bintan, when you want to go to the archery or tennis court, where you have to climb up the steps. I'm not sure if you remember how many steps.
Not exactly, but I do I do remember making that trip every day a couple of times.
Yes, it's a lot of steps. So yeah, if we had a lot of good things the night before party, I think it's not so good idea to climb up stairs the next day in the morning.
Exactly. So in you said your chief of village was Levis in April 2000. Yes. How did you get? How did you like him? Did you get along good? He was funny.
Yes, he was easy. He was, how do you say it? I almost can't remember a thing anymore, but he was nice. I think my engagement more was with Said, late Said, because he was the chief of sport.
Yeah, I did my chief of sport stage with him in OPO in 99. Yes, I remember him very well.
Yeah, I think exactly what you explained. Because of that, I barely saw him. Maybe in total 3 months, because of his stars go all the time. So then once he came back, then he was actually doing the intern. That's why I maybe only sometimes that I see or speak with Levis. Yeah.
Okay. So then you stay.
And then
so when I come in like, I think I arrived April 2001. So you were still there. 1 year later, you stayed on, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
So Levis left, I think September or October. You know, the rotation. Aziz came, so I stayed with Aziz for 3 seasons after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then before you, it was Eric, correct? Yeah, Eric.
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you come in? Eric was still there, or
no one was there. He had already
so
left.
You to figure yourself.
Yeah. Well, Eric. We also did. I met Eric before, but he was also at the same chief of sports stage in Opio. But
yeah. At that time, he was also sometimes was away.
No, there was no one there, and it took me a while to get there because of the paperwork involved. I remember being home for like a month, which is unusual, and I was bored silly, but they had to wait for the paperwork to go through.
Yeah, I think the location of Bintan also that made it special, even though it is in Indonesia, but most people need to go through Singapore.
Yes,
and then
take a ferry from Singapore to Bintan. Yeah.
When you first coming to Bintan, was it during monsoon?
No, not really. No, it was pretty good weather, but I do remember like they spray for the mosquito every night. So if you leave your room and you're caught in the middle, you either have to sprint past that cloudy fog of noxious gas, or you have to wait and say, okay, I'm going to be late to the bar. I'm going to get in trouble. So most people, like, you just see sprinting through the fog, So I thought that was pretty. Yes. I can still taste that gas, like all these years later.
Yeah, it's very strong.
I remember the smell.
Yeah, because they really go everywhere, and then the loud noise, boom, or I think they start normally 6:15 all the way.
Yeah, and I remember talking to a GO. What is this? They go, oh, they're spraying for the mosquito. They say, oh, but you don't have to worry about. You only have to worry about the female mosquito. And I said, how do you know the difference? And the GO said, well, the female wears lipstick. And I'm like, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And that if you go outside of the village, though, you might run the risk of getting malaria, right? Because not everyone sprays, right? So, I mean, I didn't get malaria the whole year there. I didn't get the shots. I didn't take the pills. So I just, Yeah,
well, I think when we are in the village, there's less case. But if we went to the villages, maybe. Yeah. But then the good thing, because we are quite far from. But maybe also because we are far, then there are so many mosquitoes. Oh my God!
Yeah, well, the only GOs I recall getting malaria, there were not many, but they were all Asian GOs. Like us North American people were okay. We
didn't get any. Wow, awesome.
All right, before I forget, let's talk about the pool game, because when I did I never liked the pool game. I probably told you that, but you have so many pool games.
You didn't like pool games?
No, I hated pool games. I
thought you were like.
It bothered. Oh no, but
you in the microphone most of the time.
I know you wouldn't know it. Like, you would never know I didn't like something, because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Wow, you did it well. Like,
thank you.
It didn't say that. We couldn't tell that you actually hated it.
Thank you.
My God.
And
because I think not most of the time. Like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I did the water aerobics before I finished. Where you already kicked off with the Marthen. You remember that?
Yeah. Now I want to. I asked you to remind me about the swimming contest, because I still remember the first time it happened, and I was horrified because I did so many swimming contests. But I noticed that when we said 3, 2, 1, go, the GMs, who were mostly Asian, I would say, as soon as they hit the water, they would immediately start swimming to the right and try to knock their head on the wall of the pool. Like, they wouldn't go straight. And
no direction.
And I thought, okay, that's just the first guy. We do it again. The second guy, like, eyes closed.
The same thing happened again.
He turns to the right, and at this point, whenever we did it, I had to put security around the pool, all around the pool. And
Yep, exactly.
at some point, the Geos had to jump in dressed because the guy was swimming so fast and he wasn't listening because we're like, no, no,
Yes.
no. So Geos had to jump in with their clothes on.
Well, they seem to swim fast, but it's just the hand like keep rotating so fast. But actually, they swim not so fast. But the thing is, they're heading towards to the wall. Yeah.
Well, but this is
twisting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is immediately after they dive in. They don't go straight. They turn for some reason and start swimming as fast as they can to knock their head on the wall. So I never saw that.
Maybe they didn't get the point of winning the swimming contest.
Well, they thought maybe the short way counts, but I've never seen that in 10 years in Club Med. So it was always scared me to, even though I had all that security now, it still scared me. But seeing Geos jump in with their clothes on to stop someone from, knocking their head it's not an image. It's not an funny, image you will ever forget. Okay.
Pool games. I remember, I'm not sure if, I think it was during the period when you were there, when I do the water aerobics. We had a lot of Asian for sure, correct?
Yes.
Then normally we had, when the honeymooners came.
Oh yes, from Korea. This how I remember that is because, well, first of all, I didn't know there was a Roots store in Seoul. Now Roots is a very popular Canadian brand here, so I was shocked. I was shocked to see. And you find out that Koreans on honeymoon like to wear the same outfit. So they arrive identically.
You remember when they came down from the bus, two by two, and everyone was wearing, so cute.
Yes, exactly. They wear the same t-shirt, same shorts, and the guy was carrying a massive tripod with the tiniest digital camera you've ever seen on it.
So, you remember the visor too? Oh, yeah, cute.
The what? Oh, yeah,
visor,
yeah.
Cap.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we had.
You mentioned are you coming from welding, like a welding company? But
exactly.
But it's actually very, very good to protect you from the sun.
Yes, it gets hot there.
Wow.
Yeah, so our guests were from Japan. We had guests from Korea, from China. It was all over Asia. Singapore. We had some expats, right? So you have some North Americans living in Singapore.
I think what I remember from Bintan, if a lot of expats who live in Singapore, they do come to Bintan quite often.
Yes.
And then I think it depends if June or when it's Australian school holidays or when the European school holidays. Apart from that, basically we have mostly Asian.
Yeah, I used to ask the expats, well, even the Singaporeans, why do you come here every weekend? And they're saying, well, Singapore is so boring. Now, for me, my whole life, I always heard about how Singapore was the model city, right? So
model city.
The first time I went, or arrived, yes, it's beautiful. I would actually try to find trash or litter on the ground, and I could never find litter because we hear about this. I never saw I never saw a policeman ever, but you somehow sensed there were people there, you know what I mean? But I didn't understand. To me, it wasn't boring. It was beautiful. It's truly one of the most beautiful cities. I think there is. But I guess
in order, everything was in order.
Yes. And that's refreshing, I mean, but I guess I see their point, because after a year of going to Singapore, I think I took a day off a month, but yeah, I guess you could see it's very proper and beautiful, but I guess people come to Club Med for the shows and social
for different reason. They want to enjoy, because I think also about the beach, where in Singapore they do not really have that. And
well, isn't it Sentosa? Don't they have Sentosa?
There is, but I think I've been to Sentosa, but it's totally not like, even Club Med Beach. It's non-comparable to the beach in Singapore. Okay. That's also one of the reasons they come. Beautiful. Club Med Bintan, yeah.
All right. So I think I was your first Canadian chief of sports.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now I really don't want to ask this question, but I'll ask. Okay. What was your first impression of me? Yikes. Okay, you can be honest. It's cool, because, like I said, I've had on people that didn't like me, like Dana, which is hilarious. So it's cool.
Not to being disrespect to Eric, but you are not bad actually. I mean, because from an American. So I was thinking, okay, the style shouldn't be different because where you guys are coming from. So I think I'm going to have fun. And then I think Eric gives a little, how do you say? He gives a bit different way of managing the people, and you are totally on a different way. But then I don't know why. I think after a few weeks, I just clicked with you, which is wow. I found you like peculiarly funny, but then like so easygoing. I don't say that Eric is not, but then I mean it's easy to click, and then how you bring things in, how you make one small thing a big deal, So I actually liked it. It's not difficult to just suddenly click with someone you are coming from North America, So which is I actually enjoy it, which is nice. I like the way you also approach me, whenever there is issue, which is nice.
Well, I was big on the parties. If you remember, I was trying to get you guys to remember. I printed up the GM feedback. The GM feedback.
Camera. This is the thing that I didn't foresee. You were so good. Every time with the camera, I'm like, so like, again, here comes Greg with the camera. But then during those periods, we don't realize. But then a few years later, oh yeah, oh that one, oh wow, so nice. But then you always go around with the camera, which is wow. I find it very interesting.
Do you remember remember how I used to get you guys to tell the GMs, like, because they would get GM feedback when they got home, but I printed out that actual form and put it in all your activities and said, no, you have to tell them to put this. So every time you guys improve the notes, which we had the highest notes, I don't know if you know, in the 5 years of that village, it was our team. So I would throw you guys a party. Remember, I'd throw them in my hotel room there, and we would have like PlayStation party, and then and then we would open up the room to Yuna's room. Like we would just go and the party would expand in there.
Yuna's room just next to your room, correct?
Yeah, but I would say you could invite your girlfriend or whatever, because some sports parties they didn't allow that. But I was more inclusive. I said, no, if you have a girlfriend, bring her. It's okay. It doesn't have to be sports.
Me, I because I did not have, so yeah. But I think normally we start quite early, right? When we did that, I think,
yes.
Is it before dinner when we went to the room?
No, it was usually after.
After dinner. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
And we were all suddenly just. We were normally in your room, but then like, hey, we can go next door. Yeah. Because, it was Yuna's room. They're like, go for it. Then we have. Yeah, it was nice.
If you had a connecting room to mine, you were in trouble because the party's going in your room. And then I would do these theme nights. So I remember, so what I want to talk to you about is I would say you have to dress up as your favorite celebrity or another Geo in the village. I love this night. So you dressed up as Takashi, who was a very lovable Chief of Circus, now married to Megan, the choreographer from Australia. Yes. Shout out to you guys. And you went like full method. You went full Sean Penn with this thing. You borrowed Takashi's clothes. Okay?
I literally borrowed full suit of what he wears whenever he's on duty in the tropics.
Yes, and you both have beautiful long black hair, so it was perfect.
Yeah, quite similar hairstyle. Yeah.
You imitated all his expressions, like sweet action.
I did. Just the muscle. I didn't have as much as muscle that he had.
Well, you were pretty fit. Yeah, you're pretty. I'm going to put up the video link to that Geo party where you were actually dressed as Takashi, because people have to see this thing. And even Megan was getting upset with you because you wouldn't stop doing it. She had two Takashis for the price of one. You were like, Megan.
I tried to remember who actually started like me twinning or like copying him, whether it was your idea or was it?
Well, I stole this idea from another chief of village, mind you, like, but so I kept doing it. Everyone steals from everyone, right? But I brought that to Bintan, but like I said, it could be a celebrity or another Geo. So
no, I mean, so you paired me with Takashi, or
I think because you were, I think I overheard you joking around with him one day. And I thought, okay, this is when I'm going to do this night. I like now
to copy his the way he mentioned some words, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, because I think the circus team, there were 2 or 3 Geos were either Australian or
mostly Australian. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have a lot of expressions where Takashi also like to do that whenever the GM's done with their tricks, and he's like, "Hey, what is it? Sweet action, mate."
Yeah.
But then in Japanese accent, which I find it wow, is a Japanese guy saying all these Australian expression in his accent. I find it wow. Then I copied him. Then actually at the end, it sounded, I don't know, funny.
Yeah, no. Everyone loved Takashi. He was a great guy. Now, what I'll never forget is when I arrived there, my first circus show I had to MC. I had MC'd in Australia for a year, so okay, I'm used to it. The lights are out. Okay, the music starts, and I see a dark, shadowy figure climbing the rope and then standing on the rig. The metal rig,
yeah.
And I'm going, and then before I can do anything, the lights go on, the music goes pow, and he jumps off. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? He never told me. He never told me he was doing that. I'd never seen it before. Okay, if I'd seen it before, I go,
he stand on one of
on the rig, beam, the highest part of the rig, fully straight, and he dove off, and I'm like, okay. He did not tell me, and no one ever did that before. And
he did.
Wow. So my heart attack, no, not kidding. My heart went, so that's my first, vision of Takashi was doing that.
Takashi. Oh yeah.
I think after I said, just tell me next time you do that.
I remember that when he jumped to the net and then bounced back, and then he will hang up on the, what do you call it? The swing, right? Yeah.
Very, very cool move. Very cool move. But it was
so it was a good start of a show. Yeah, very nice impression.
Okay, let's do a bit of rapid fire here now. So I'll name the village. You tell me the chief. Okay, Cherating. Did you have two chiefs in Cherating or just one chief?
I did few times in Cherating.
Who are the chiefs? Who are the chiefs there?
The chief of village or chief sport?
Chief of village.
Oh, Karim Dos Santos.
Okay.
And also Karim Faj.
Wow, you like you like the Karims, huh? Okay.
yeah. Actually, I enjoy working with these two guys, and also Philip Abraham.
Okay.
Phuket. And Phuket did once with Greg Snyder.
Another Greg.
Also, what's his name? Christian Nore.
Okay. Kabira.
Ryan Leach.
My friend.
Saber. Ryan Leach and Saber.
Saber Fajer. Yes.
Saber Fajer, yeah.
And Kani,
Barbara.
Oh, Barbara.
Barbara, yeah. She loves my class. Oh, because when I was in Kani, I started off as aerobic instructor. So she likes my body combat and my class. So sometimes she joined my class, which is nice for me,
No pressure, huh? When the chief of village is in your class.
That's why, my God, I'm like, are you really coming to my class? I'm like, but I had a good relationship with her. So it was a good 6 months in Kani with Barbara.
Now, when you went to Kabira, did you speak Japanese?
I spoke a little bit. Well, maybe considered I spoke quite well already. So that's why maybe many times they sort of try to, propose me Sahoro or Kabira.
Okay.
And then most of the time it was failed. But then once they asked me, okay, go Kabira, I'm ready. Then, yeah. And then I improved my Japanese.
Now, speaking about improving, I wonder now, I learned a special way to play rock, paper, scissors from the Japanese guests. Now, did you ever get good at the game with them? Did you ever beat a Japanese GM? Because when you do rock, paper, scissors, okay, so let's just say you win, like you throw rock, I throw paper, that means I win. But no, you have to say this thing and you put your finger, and if they follow your finger, they lose. Like,
yes.
Okay, so I always lost because I could not stop following the finger. Did you ever get good at that game? I couldn't.
To be on the winning side, yes, but to be on the losing side, it's difficult to actually win.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
Yes,
because
I do.
it's like the psychological thing, the fingers in front of your eyes, then you like no choice, you have to follow,
Yes,
It's very
exactly.
interesting game.
I know. I'd never seen that twist before on rock, paper, scissors. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
Do you
crazy.
remember the words? Wait, let me try.
Yes. John Kimbo,
Jang Boy.
Achimechahoy, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Achimete. Hoi. So
Yeah.
when this,
Yes.
like a split second of before it's hoi came, we like hypnotized,
Exactly.
follow my finger.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, how they do that?
I know. They're so good at it. So yeah, I get my butt kicked every week.
Achimete. Wow, long time I haven't heard this game already.
Yeah.
My God.
I know. It's
since I left Japan, maybe.
well, let's get into. I want to talk about Henry Golding for a second because I watched Crazy Rich Asians a few years ago, and when I saw Henry Golding, it was the first time I saw him. I thought, oh my God, if there's ever a guy I wanted to look and sound like, it's him. So is he as handsome and charming in person as he is in the movies?
Unbelievable. Because I was there as chief of reception or reception manager, front office manager.
Okay.
So I did a lot with him and his team because came on what was that? I think for one of the program that he was doing with BBC. Yeah. So I spoke a lot actually. I had some drinks with him. I think he stayed for 3 or 4 days. We had a lot of good chat.
Oh, really?
Nice guy. Very, British accent.
Yes.
But then, because he being Malaysian, I think there's a mixed match. And then, he doesn't lose it. And then he sounds like, wow, there's not twang. What do you call the British people? Twang? Is it?
Well, yeah.
Twang.
Well, yes. Well, there's so many different British accents depending where you're. So to me, when he speaks, he has the proper British accent when he speaks. So his Malay is perfect. Like he speaks perfect.
He can speak Malay, but he's Malaysia got two sides, east and west. He's from the east side. Yeah. Okay. So he was. At that time, I didn't know that he was a celebrity. I found out that he was actually doing some show only afterwards. So then when we took photo, I totally kept the photo and then uploaded it. So
you have the photo? Okay, you have to send me that photo when
I do. Your pictures. I will.
Okay, so he hadn't
see how you can see how he's close with me in this photo.
So he hadn't done Crazy Rich Asians yet. He was just filming a TV show, right, for the BBC?
No, it was like an adventure thing for BBC, I think. Yeah, it was in 2011. Okay, my last season.
Oh, cool.
I will forward you the photo.
So you worked from 98 to 2002. You said in Club Med, 1998 to 2002. Was that your last season? 2002.
No, 2011. My last.
Oh, sorry,
season.
2011. Okay, so that's a pretty good run.
Yeah.
1998. 2011. Okay.
But then I actually came back for about twice, but only for like helping for 1 month intern as a front office manager and also for Club Med businessman. About 2 or 3 times only. So short, very like 2 weeks or 1 month only. About 2012, 2013. That's it. No more.
Okay, I don't ask this question often, but I'm wondering, like, do you have a favorite animation passage? It doesn't have to be from your first season, but it could be from any season that an animator did that you remember and cracking up. Like I told you what mine from Sharm is, but do you have one from any other resort you worked at where an animator did something?
Do you know Tang Tang? Tintin Tang Tang?
Yes.
Yes. It was in 2004 in Phuket. So I was aerobic instructor. I think daily, even though he repeats some of the act or passage the week after, I will still laugh whenever he do things. Where you walk around, you look nice from the front, and then once he passed by you, he's wearing nothing behind. It's like, wow.
Okay.
that.
Yes, was he serving drinks? Was he doing the waiter bit, or was he just walking around?
Nurse, I think was it nurse or serving drinks, something like that. And then also when he walk around with ladder like a construction man. He climb up the ladder and spray or whatever. Then people in front of him like get wet or whatever. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like some people will do it with a sneeze where they go "Hachu" and then they spray you. Yeah. And then hilarity ensues. Okay.
Yeah, I think he did a lot. And then Sham do you know this guy called Jockey?
No, I don't think so. No.
Another
I
Indonesian.
know Joker, but not Jokey. No.
No, Joke. Yeah, it's not his real name, but when he does his passage, when he did his passage, now I can't recall on words. But then it was good, like good, funny stuff. I think by 2005 there was no more passage, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. I mean, I know, I know things changed over time, or there were certain ones you couldn't do anymore.
Yeah,
Let's get on to crazy signs, because for you being Asian, like you're used to the Asian crazy signs. When I arrived there, like my mind was completely blown. I couldn't believe, like I said, when I saw Hong Dao performed for the first time,
Hong Dong,
there was tears coming out of my eyes. I couldn't even follow the movements because I was laughing. Yes. But almost every Japanese crazy sign was hilarious, but I had a hard time doing it without laughing, and like so. But but if you're in the Asian sector, this is completely normal. And did you have a favorite one? Or
I do have, but mostly what I actually prefer was not Asian side. I like the Brazilian side.
Yes. Like Mila?
No.
Oh, Mila.
Like Pedro. It's quickly Pedro or Rapunzel.
Oh yeah, Rapunzel. Oh, you're bringing out the old school, huh? Rapunzel.
Yeah, because I like that one. But Asian one, maybe Korean one, yes, because it really gives a good move. You remember the Korean, the bounce with me.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Asian one.
Yeah, we didn't have many like North American, but I remember Reg Joe Funky, which was pretty funny because Reg Joe Funky, that was the one where to the left, to the right, it was kind of like it was kind of like line dancing,
Do you like chocolate actually?
Sorry?
Do you like chocolate actually?
Oh, yeah. This is a Spanish one, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I actually didn't really like it a lot.
At first, or you still don't like it?
I still didn't like it. Okay. Every time it came out, I'm like, okay. And then Anwar would be the one in front.
Well, okay. Well, let's your question raises a question of mine. So now, present day, do you ever like hear a crazy sign like in a grocery store or something, and maybe a crazy sign you didn't like, but now when you hear it because you associate good memories with it, do you find yourself like trying not to dance or move side to side and clapping your hands in the grocery store? Does this happen to you or no?
No.
Okay, next question. Do you ever wake up at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. and go, I have an arrival? Because the ferries from Singapore never stopped. I remember going to the board every night at reception for the arrivals and departures, having to put my sports team, and it just would never end.
Yes.
So do you ever
arrival,
or even earlier? Do you ever wake up and go like, oh, I gotta have an arrival, or no, you don't? Or do you dream about Club Med still? Because I do. Do you get these dreams?
I think the first few months or maybe a few years after I left, there's this funny feeling of doing nothing by 6 o'clock until it. I'm like, what I do now, but like there's so much time.
Or do I have to be somewhere right now? Oh, you're like, no, wait a minute, I'm in my home.
After you come back, you go back. Maybe I will have a few drinks in the room and then get ready and then be out again at the bar by 7:15.
And I bet you were saying hi to perfect strangers on the street where you live, and they were looking at you
funny,
right? Like,
yes.
Hi.
Like looking back, who are you actually saying hi to me? I'm like, But I think after some time that habit was like slowly gone, but I still like a small smile when people pass by, but without saying, hey, how are you? Hey, good morning.
Okay.
Oh, I have a funny story about my name in Club Med.
Yeah, let's hear a funny story, please.
So, Marthen, right? So, but the first time I was in Bali, 98, because a lot of circus geo, I'm not sure if you know Lucas, all these Australian geo circus. When they pass by me, I don't know whether they actually know me, but they pass me, g'day mate, or them. So I thought I was hearing Marty. I'm like, wow, everybody knows my name. It's so stupid. After some time, I only realized, they actually didn't mention my name. It is just the way they greet people, like mate, it sounded like Mike. I
Yes.
thought I heard Martin.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. I thought they all knew me. I'm like, what?
I'm famous here.
Yeah, because this greeting is saying good day, mate, good day, mate. I was hearing like my good day, matey, right? So I'm like, hey, I'm like, oh, how can you know me? Oh my god, it was so funny. I only realized I think 2 years later. I was so silly.
Do you have any? I think we have time. Do you have any other funny stories? It could be from any season, like something.
Well, it's not happening to me, but then
no. But do you have anything that happened?
Bali?
Yeah, but do you have anything that happened to you? Nothing funny happened to you? No.
Oh yeah, my first like sort of alcohol. Is it okay if I talk about alcohol?
If you have one or two drinks, yeah, that's fine, sure, because we are required to be at the bar, and have a drink or two with the guests.
So it was December, end of the year. I remember the chief of mini club was Christy Bintan, adorable. So me being just arrived, I think first or second night, three of us, we were all French speaking. So that's why after a while, afterwards, Christy and it was Greg, the chief, like really, like I don't say very close, but nice with us. So we were walking towards to the bar in Club Med Bali, three of us, and Greg was already waiting for us at just below the restaurant that's where the bar is. You know what? He was ready with 3 tequila shots. Me and my two friends were like, huh? Hey, come, welcome. I'm like, what do we have to do with it? You drink it, but you don't drink, so you scull it. We're like, huh?
Skull it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the 3 tequila shots.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, this is I think an Australian expression, which means you have to drink it fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we sort of didn't have a choice because it was Greg, the chief village.
And had you had tequila prior to this point?
No, never.
Okay. All right.
You can imagine after that how we felt.
It was
good. I'm not sure whether it was first night or second night. Anyway, I think after, because we drink, we didn't think that it would be like that bad sort of drinks.
Well, wait. Did they have lime for you or salt, or it's just a straight up tequila shot? Because
I think there's the lime on the side of the glass.
Did you use the lime after you drank it or no?
No, we didn't know about all the
routine. You didn't know the rules, right? Okay.
No, we were. What do you call? We were virgin. I could say.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we just cut. Okay. Oh wow! Like burning hot. Okay. You can drink very fast. Do one more time. I said no. It's okay. We go up first. The people waiting, so we pretend. So at the end, I think we had another one. At the end of the day, we couldn't remember what happened the whole night. It was so wild.
Yes, wow. That's the wonders of tequila, my friend. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice welcome drink too from Greg, though. It was a very nice gesture. What a ride that night, though.
Ooh, time is going so fast in this interview. My God, I completely lost track of time. So my apologies for keeping you. But I haven't talked to you in so yeah. We're like at 54 minutes, but I'm having so much fun.
Yeah. Well, I think if we talk about past, especially this Club Med, because why? I think it takes about 1/3 of my life, or my professional life also. Which means there's a lot of memories and there's a lot of good things to share,
Because maybe the listeners don't know, I am calling in Montreal. You are in Malaysia right now, and we have about a 12-hour difference. So I'm lucky the connection has sounded good this far. I wanted to ask you if there was you probably know this part of the podcast, if there was a geo or a future geo, someone thinking about applying to Club Med, would you recommend they apply to try it out?
Definitely, yes. I think it will be a good base for people who just recently graduated, especially when they're in the hospitality management. It is good to know afterwards whether they will enjoy it or not. But then at least if they go to a different brand, they have a good base for their profile. So totally, I will recommend.
Nice. Now, before I let you go, am I forgetting to ask you something that you wanted to say, or I didn't ask you, or something? story you wanted to mention? I don't want to let you go unless I know we covered a lot because you worked from 98 to 2011, but before I let you go, is there something you wanted to say or did we get it all or most of it?
Something personal that I want to ask you?
No, not to be personal. No, like I forgot, like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this person I liked or this person that I worked with. I mean, if anyone, I know we mentioned a lot of Chief of Villages, but if there was, I don't know, anyone else that you enjoyed working with,
yeah,
like Cookie Monster.
Well, apart from enjoying my 2 years in Bintan, I think when people share about their clubman experience, there's the best season.
I was going to ask you that. Like I know people must be getting tired of me saying the word magical, but I was curious to know if you had a favorite. Was there one season that was above all the others? You don't have to say magical. You could say, but it was so special that it was really like you can't compare it to the others. Is there one like that?
I if I may say, I think I would choose, apart from all the good times, every season that I passed, Japan, Phuket, Maldives, Bali, Bintan, I mostly had a wonderful time. But I think in 2003 in Cherating, it was with Karim. I had a good trio. Me, Damien, you know Damien?
Yes, I know the name. Yes.
Damien Ruatara and Basam, which I'm sure you know him.
Yes.
So three of us, we had, the team that we worked together in Cherating, I think it was cool. It was good. And because at the same time, we get to travel a lot together performing for Club Med. We went to China, we went to Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, so it was one of the best moments that I actually spent in Club Med, Cherating. Karim Dos Santos time.
What year was that again, Cherating?
It was in 2003.
Okay.
So open only January to November at that time, because early January and end of November they closed down.
Sweet action, mate.
Sweet action. All right, mate. You're a champion. You're Takashi-san. Wow.
Well, I really, really want to thank you, Martin, for sharing your story with us today. This has been awesome. Thanks so much.
It's an honor for me. If I can repeat, I'm not sure whether it was mentioned. Am I the first Asian to actually be in your podcast?
I believe you are. We don't count Reggie. Reggie was from Bintan, but Reggie is from Chicago, so that does not count. Even though he lives in Asia, no, it does not count. No, you are the first truly Asian ex-Geo. So
yes, Martin. I hope I will not be the last Asian.
No,
to be in your podcast.
No, I'm going to ask Takashi to come on and do his Martin impression. Okay. I don't know
if you can remember doing what Indonesian accent or.
So good, so
Takashi.
good.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for coming on. And,
it's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. It's a truly honor, and I actually really couldn't believe that you contacted me and tell me. So when are you going to be in it?
I wanted to before, but like I said, I was afraid you'd say no. And but this way you're part of season 2. You're part of season 2. So everyone, that was Martin from Indonesia, now living in Malaysia, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. Say bye, Martin.
Yes. Bye. Thank you.